Hi everyone. For our essay, we're going to be writing about comparison and contrasts. Comparisons are similarities and contrasts are differences. In this essay, we need to write about both of them. We need to use both similarities and differences in this essay. We still need to have a 5-paragraph essay with an introduction, 3 body paragraphs, and a conclusion. In our introduction, we are going to be saying what it is we're comparing, why we're comparing, and the last sentence of my introduction will be a thesis. This thesis will tell me about the whole essay. And again, each body paragraph, or the introduction, the conclusion, all 5 paragraphs need to be at least 4 or 5 sentences each, or more. So here, this is just an outline for an example. I say that the 2 places in Dallas that we're going to go shopping are Walmart and Galleria Mall. In my introduction, I need to say, why am I shopping? I need to buy new shoes. I use my gym shoes too much, and it's just time for a new pair. For my thesis, I should mention both similarities and differences, and I need to mention the 3 points that I will discuss in my body paragraphs. We need to have both similarities and differences in each paragraph. Each body will have a separate topic. So here I say, there are many similarities and differences between Galleria and Walmart, such as cost, distance, and customer service. So based on what I said here in my thesis, the whole thing is a comparison and contrast between Galleria and Walmart. But my first paragraph, I'll just be comparing their cost. My second paragraph, I'll be comparing their distance. And my last paragraph, I'll be comparing their customer service. This thesis will be the last sentence of my introduction, and it's for the whole essay. The beginning of each body paragraph, we should have a topic sentence that just mentions the topic. So here we say, Galleria and Walmart have similarities and differences in cost. My first body paragraph, we will only mention cost. I need to have at least 5 sentences. 1 sentence will be the topic sentence, 1 will be my similarity, another one will be my difference, and then after that you can do another similarity or another difference. That's your choice. So for my similarity, for cost, I say they both have some cheap shoes. But for my difference, I say, well, they both have cheap shoes. Galleria also has some expensive shoes. And again, because we need 4 or 5 sentences, you should probably have a couple more in addition to this. My second body is going to be about distance. Galleria and Walmart have similarities and differences in their distance. That'll be my first sentence. After that, again, I need at least 1 similarity, at least 1 distance, or 1 difference, and at least 5 sentences or more. So I live in Addison, that is true, and both Galleria and 1 Walmart location are close to me. So really, they're both 5 minutes away. It's not that far. That's the similarity. But here's my difference. Walmart has locations all over Dallas-Fort Worth. So if I'm somewhere else, I can conveniently go to any Walmart location. Richland College is near Abrams and 635, so if I'm at my school, there's a Walmart near there. If I happen to be in Fort Worth or Denton or another part of Dallas, there are Walmarts everywhere. So if I'm traveling for work or visiting friends, then Walmart is convenient and there's always a location that's close to me. So I can talk about that in my second paragraph. Remember to have at least one similarity and at least one difference in 5 sentences. My third body paragraph here, my topic sentence is Galleria and Walmart have similarities and differences in their customer service. This paragraph can only be about their customer service. And remember, at least one similarity and at least one difference. Both Galleria and Walmart employees are usually kind. In both places, I've seen some helpful people, and in both places, I've seen some people that haven't been useful or haven't been helpful. But here's my difference. Overall, I think Galleria employees are usually kinder or more helpful because they can work off a commission and maybe make a little bit more money if they sell the shoes. So each paragraph, introduction, each of the 3 body, and the conclusion, again, should have at least 4 or 5 sentences. When we get to the conclusion, we're going to say my thesis again, and there are many similarities and differences between Galleria and Walmart. And then here, we need to choose. And then after I choose, I need to say why I made that choice. Just as an example, I said, I choose to go shopping at Galleria. Now for why? Even if their shoes are more expensive, they will last me a long time. And then when I'm at Galleria, I also enjoy looking at other places. So as an overall, just remember, in the introduction, we'll say, what are we comparing? Why are we comparing? And then a thesis. 3 separate topics like cost, distance, customer service. And then at least one similarity and difference in each. And then in my conclusion, thesis again, we'll make a choice here, and then we'll say why. There are some good vocabulary words that we can use to help us explain similarities or differences. So I have this big list here that I'm sharing with you. In the top, we have some comparisons, and then in the bottom, we have our contrasts. We don't necessarily need these for every sentence, but let's use some, and at least in every paragraph. They'll help us determine the details for the similarities and differences. In the top here, be careful with the word like. You look like your father. This one is not the verb like. I don't mean I like Dr. Pepper or I like pizza. But when we say you look like your father, it means you look similar to your father. For the one under that, when I say as, adjective as, Texas is as hot as Egypt, that means that they're the same. Texas is hot, Egypt is hot, they're the same. Think of any adjective. Hot, cold, cheap, expensive, tall, short, beautiful, nice. It can be anything. Dallas is as big as Houston. California is as beautiful as Florida. So there are a lot of things, and it just means they're the same. The weather in Canada is similar to Russia. The food here is the same as it is there. The weather is the same. If you just say the same, we're not going to put anything after that. If we say the same as, we need to finish it like I did here. The food here is the same as it is there. For both and, we need to say 2 subjects. Both Barack Obama and George W. Bush are retired. So I have 2 subjects here. Both California and Texas are big states in the United States. So we're going to use this to compare 2 subjects. Likewise and similarly can be used the same way. Please be careful here with your punctuation. We have 2 separate sentences, And then after likewise and similarly, you need to use a comma. When I grade your essays, I'm going to be grading not only for the content, but also full sentences and punctuation and grammar. So if you use these examples, please make sure to use everything correctly, or else we might have a lot of punctuation mistakes. Texas is hot, period. Now we have a new sentence. Likewise. After likewise, we will always have that comma. California is hot. So for likewise and similarly, remember we need a new sentence, and then likewise and similarly will both be followed by a comma. Down here in the bottom, we have some contrasts. Although and even though can be used in the same way. Although I am short, my father is tall. Even though I am short, my father is tall. So even though and although, they can be used the same. With unlike, after unlike, only use a noun. So don't put a subject and a verb after that. Unlike Canada, comma, Texas is hot. That's it. We don't need anything else after that. Now with while and whereas, these two can be used similarly. We'll have a subject and a verb on both sides of the comma. While Canada is hot, while Canada is cold, Texas is hot. Whereas Canada is cold, Texas is hot. We can also put those two the other way. Texas is hot while Canada is cold, or Texas is hot whereas Canada is cold. So we could put those in either way. Chinese food is different from American food. He is tall, but I am short. Hopefully that's easy. For however, in contrast, and on the other hand, these three will have a similar structure to likewise and similarly. We need to have two separate sentences. Russia is a big country, period. However starts the new sentence, and after however, we need a comma. It's the same thing for in contrast and on the other hand. Texas is a big state, period. In contrast is a new sentence and then a comma. So those three will be the same, but on both sides we need something different. Russia is big, however they have a small population. Texas is big, Oklahoma is small, big, small. Make sure you have something different on both sides. We can use some adjectives to describe differences as well. So for here, Dallas is cheaper than New York City, or New York City is more expensive than Dallas. So it works well to say any differences. I am taller than my friend. I have an example that I would like to show us. So when we look at here, a new car. That is my topic. So for my comparison and contrast, I'm going to tell you in my introduction that I need a new car. I'm comparing and contrasting two separate cars, and then in my conclusion, I'll be making a choice. So if we look in the introduction, I say, I had the same car for over 10 years. I had a car accident and my car was totaled. So that is my reason. Because of the car accident, now I know why I need a new car. It's because my old one was damaged. Now I also see what two things I'm comparing. I'm comparing a brand new 2020 Honda Civic or a 2017 Toyota Camry. So when I say my thesis, we need to say the Honda and Camry have many similarities and differences. Plus, in my thesis, we also need to mention the 3 points. Here, I'll be comparing their cost, look, and technology. The whole thing is a comparison and contrast between the Honda and the Camry, but in each paragraph, I'll only compare or contrast one topic. This first one is cost. So my first sentence is a topic sentence. So actually, first of all, let's just look here. This is my thesis. So if I look from here to here, that is my thesis, okay? So in my first body, if I go from here that is going to be my topic sentence, okay? So that means everything in this first paragraph can only be about the cost. I start off with my similarity. Both cars are in good condition. If I ever need repairs, the repair costs of the Honda would be similar to the repair costs of the Toyota. Oil changes and gas prices would also be similar. So in this paragraph, after my topic sentence, I actually say 2 similarities. After that, I have my difference. Because the Honda Civic is brand new, it is more expensive than the Toyota. The car insurance of the Honda is also more expensive than the Camry. So in this paragraph, not only do I have a topic sentence, which you need, we have 2 similarities and 2 differences. The topic sentence for this second body paragraph is going to be about the look of the car. So my first sentence here, again, is the topic sentence. I also start off with a similarity here. Both cars have 4 doors. The Honda has leather interiors. Similarly, the Camry has leather interiors. So after the topic sentence for this paragraph, I have 2 similarities. Now I also go to the difference. The Honda Civic is white. On the other hand, the Toyota Camry is bright yellow. I hate it. So it is okay for me to have 2 or 3 similarities and 1 difference, but make sure you have at least 1 similarity and at least 1 difference in every paragraph. Now I go to this third body paragraph, and here is my topic sentence. The last consideration is the technology. In this paragraph, I'm only going to compare and contrast the technology. Like the other 2 paragraphs, I start off with a similarity. The Honda has a good stereo, likewise the Toyota has a good stereo. Now there are more differences here, which is fine. The Honda Civic is new, so it has Wi-Fi, XM radio, and it automatically puts my cell phone speaker if my phone rings. And then here's the difference. While the Toyota Camry has a speaker, it doesn't have the other items. So we've got my 1 introduction, the thesis at the end, We have my 3 body paragraphs, at least one similar and one difference for each. Again, I need to say my thesis one more time at the beginning of the paragraph. And then now I need to make a decision. I chose the Honda. Even if the Honda is more expensive, I've decided to buy it. I am already familiar with Hondas and I like the amenities that it has and the color of the car. So after you say the thesis again, make a choice and please tell me why. So I hope this is a good example. Please look at this as you try and make your own essay and use this as an example and try and write your essay similarly to this. Introduction, 3 body, conclusion, thesis, last sentence, introduction, restate, beginning and the conclusion. Each body starts with a topic sentence, and again, at least one similar and one difference for each. We'll keep practicing with this before you give it to me, but I hope that this is helpful.